Good morning, everyone. It's Monday. I hope you all had a good weekend. It's really stormy here today. Yeah, really stormy. I read weather reports about Storm Bert. That's the voice going already. I've not even had tea yet. Storm Bert arriving, and I was waiting, and I thought, well, because it's been quiet, there's been no hint of wind or anything over the weekend. We have had quite a bit of rain. We had watery snow on Saturday, but there was no wind. But yeah, today it's another. I wonder sometimes if I should. I use this platform it is mostly to promote my poetry, but there's various avenues that I could go down with this platform, such as the power of social media, which is what I want to talk about today, probably following on a bit from the last video that I made that has received so many views and so many likes and quite a few new subscribers. Thanks so much for that. It does mean a great deal. Sometimes I wonder if I should use this platform to as a tool for teaching you some Scottish phrases. No, I don't think so. I don't think I want to use it for that. So yeah, we would say up here, what we would say when it's really windy like this is it's blowing a hoolie, which it is, it's blowing a hoolie. So this is not a Monday motivational video. This is kind of following on from the last video that I made with the power that social media has, and talking about, I'm not going to name if you buy newspapers, you watch YouTube, or you on any social media platform, you will know who the young lady is that is quite proud to, and I see that she has a friend. Every time I came onto YouTube over the weekend, her friend was in my face. It is very disturbing the amount of airtime that these two young ladies are getting. They're on podcasts, and it's probably quite, it's disturbing for me on all levels. The fact that they're so blasé, and they're quite they seem quite proud of it, and they're both very pretty. They're both absolutely beautiful, stunning looking girls, and you can tell by their accents that they probably have had a good education. What a waste. That is going to be the legacy that you leave behind, I'm afraid. That is going to be the legacy, and I think they're both what you call influencers. This, I'm like I say, I'm old school. I'm not ashamed to tell my age. I'm old school, and this social media and all the other stuff is I'm not a dinosaur though, I know how to self-publish a book, and when I tell people that I self-publish books, but it's not hard, it's not rocket science. But yeah, they're influencers. They make me ashamed to be a woman. the audacity and the pride with which they are telling the world that this is what they do. We know that men are visual creatures, obviously, men are very visual creatures, and, over the centuries, women have used their bodies to gain power over men. The thing is, girls, that you're not going to be beautiful forever and your looks are going to fade. If you want to leave a legacy in this world, use your voice. Use your voice and use it for good. I would love to be an influencer, and I hope that by having the courage to tell my story of how I was abused for over a decade has an influence in a good way over anybody who has been in a similar situation. By telling my story and being brave enough to tell my story. Somebody on WordPress recently said to me, and this was before my book even came out, and I had not, it wasn't a poem, that one of the poems that was in the book. I am going to read one of the poems from the book today. She compared me to Maya Angelou, which I was like, whoa, that is, I think in my life, that is the nicest thing that anybody has ever said. And that's what she said when she read my words. And my words are my legacy, and my words will remain in print long after I've left this world. And it's one of the reasons why I write, because I want to give hope. I want, I love it when one person says, I get a lot of praise and from my fellow writers about my writing, and because it was drummed into me, I still look at my writing and I think, if you go to the link that I posted in the community section where I had the interview with Robbie last week, you will see all the comments from other poets, and their comments just blew me away. I think a lot of it, as I say, is the residual effect, and as I've said before, that a lot of my toxicity that I carry is because it was instilled. I would love to be an influencer, but I don't want to be an influencer because I want to make a lot of money. I think you have to get to a certain number of subscribers, followers, blah blah blah, to become an influencer. But I would like to influence people on, especially younger girls, that I would say I gave my abuser the best years of my life, but I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet because I'm at a certain age, I'm just getting started. I'm I'm not done. But before I met my abuser, I was, okay, I was, I loved what normal young people do. I loved going clubbing, I loved drinking, I had an active sex life, not to the point of these young girls who are proud of what they're doing. I was just a normal young person. And then, and I can't get those years back. I don't want to get those years back, and I can't. I would say there is a poem in the book where I thank my abuser, and I don't know if I should read that today. I actually thank him because I would not have known how strong I am and how capable I am And I know you were talking about resilience the other day, or was it yesterday, Holly? And as we get older, and but as I said in last week's video, there's no school in the world that is going to teach you about life. You have to do the walk of life, and there you will learn your hardest lessons. Not by going to college or anything like that, although it's good to have a good education. But yeah, these, they make me ashamed to be a female. And the fact that they are influencers. And as we know, when you're younger, you're more impressionable. It's just, I'm going to mention two young ladies that I stumbled across on here at the weekend. And again, they're really pretty, beautiful looking girls. And they have been up in arms against the two that are using their bodies. High five, young ladies. I think one channel is called Amy's, and I think she's got long dark hair. She's really, really pretty, and the other girl is really pretty too. And I think her channel is called Cataclysms. Well educated, beautiful young girls, and they're using that for a good reason. They're using that for a good reason, because they know what they're talking about. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And yeah, a man can't resist, A man can't resist bare flesh, obviously, But if you're pretty and you have a good brain and you're not afraid to stand up for what is correct, you're a powerful woman. And you only have to look, as I say, in history at the likes of Maya Angelou, and I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head. Raise your voice and raise it and use it for good. Use it for good. I was silenced for a long, long time by my abuser. I was scared of my abuser. Even though he never lifted his hands, it was all mental abuse. I was scared to open my mouth. And now I have all these platforms, and I have my writing that I can use, and I can express my emotions fully, and I can also tell my story about what was done to me, and I can raise awareness of domestic abuse. And that is the way I want to use my mouth. I don't want to use it for, and I'm not going to go into the gutter with this video. Use your voice for good. And I know if you have been in that kind of relationship and you feel a lot of shame around it, it's quite brave, I think, to step into the world and tell your story. It's quite brave to show up in the world and be authentic. But it's the only way to do it, and in doing so, others hopefully will follow your lead. I was not brave. And this is the thing, I do thank him. I don't thank him for what he put me through, but I don't know if I would have started writing, or, I don't know. I mean, I know my father was brave, obviously. My father was a brave man. But I've always had a very quiet, gentle nature. And as I said in the kindness video, I find it very difficult to get angry. And I never, heart is not something. But to be courageous and confident, I don't know if I would be. And I hope to think that I am. Although there's still things that, the thought. And a lot of things to do with fear and being nervous about doing things is your ego, as I've said, telling you. And it's, and there is a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And the first time I travelled solo, I was petrified. And I remember walking out of Bordeaux airport, and I was working for Chess Heart and Stroke at the time, and there was a guy that was French that was a volunteer in there. And as it goes, like, my language skills are just, appalling. And he had been teaching me a little. And I walked out of Bordeaux airport and I thought, oh, shit, man, like, what do I do now? What the hell do I do now? And it was fine. It was fine. Nothing went wrong. The worst thing that has ever gone wrong for me while I've been travelling so far was not last year. Well, was it? Yeah, last year in Catalonia when I broke my phone. And that was entirely my own fault. Entirely my own fault. Because I took the back off it with a knife, as you do. So, my elbow slipped again. I've ran on, and I didn't mean to run on, but if I run on, and that's it. I'm just going to quickly read this video, and then I'm going to go on with my day, and I'm going to let you get on with your day. And this poem is called Silence, and it is from the new collection, and I think it's from part 1 in the new collection, and the new collection is called the first part of the new... Shut up. The first part in the new collection is called Red Light Spells Danger. And you know how I always like to put myself down. It's quite a bad habit, which I need to, but as I say, like Rome wasn't built in a day, and I've got all these habits that I'm trying to unlearn that I learnt in order to survive that relationship. But I was saying that, as it goes, I can't remember what video it was, I've had 6 flops. Well, I have to tell you, and it's not the same amount of money as those girls are earning for lying on their backs, but I have sold more copies of my books this year and this one, probably in the 4 years that I have been writing and self-publishing. So I think that speaks for itself. Silenced for years as part of my compliance to hand over complete control of my soul to you. As your power grew, my spirit diminished, so I withdrew from myself into a protective shell, a makeshift prison of sorts, as a last resort to keep myself safe. Yet your words bore through the walls, Now you are gone. My voice, which I use for good to inspire others, no longer smothered by your disdain. I still flail against the bars of that prison. Some days I break free. On others I burn in angry words of your disdain. Our demons we can never outrun until we kill them one by one. And I think I did a short of that a while back, but the words are a bit different. It's not the same. Anyway, 20 minutes, guys. I am going to go now. Have a great Monday. Have a great week. And as I say, thanks ever so much to everybody who viewed that last video and who liked it, and to my new subscribers from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. I do, as I say, this platform is mainly for my writing, but I do like to come on and talk about things that have affected me personally, things that make me angry, and also mental health, which has affected me personally. I'll see you soon. I hope it's not blowing a hoolie where you are. Bye for now.